What on earth is the point of us having a lawyer rather than a leader as the Prime Minister if he can't even get the law right on a matter of national security?
Keir Starmer visibly frustrated as Kemi Badenoch references Katie Hopkins in heated Parliament exchange. You're not going to believe what just happened in Parliament. A simple exchange meant to be a routine debate suddenly turned into one of the most unexpected and talked about moments of the week. Keir Starmer was visibly frustrated after Kemi Badenoch made a surprising reference to none other than Katie Hopkins, the outspoken commentator whose remarks have stirred national conversation more times than anyone can count. The moment she was mentioned inside the House of Commons, you could see that flicker in Starmer's face, that mix of irritation and disbelief. And from there, things got tense, very tense. It all started during a parliamentary session on accountability and free expression, two themes that have been dominating headlines for months. Badenoch, known for her sharp tone and no-nonsense delivery, was responding to a Labour MP's question about responsibility in public communication. She used the moment to talk about how politicians often dismiss public voices they don't agree with, and then came the twist. Out of nowhere, she mentioned Katie Hopkins not to endorse her, but to make a broader point about free speech. Her exact phrasing caught everyone's attention. You may not like what people such as Katie Hopkins say, but silencing voices doesn't solve public anger, it multiplies it. The chamber went quiet for half a second. Then came murmurs, laughter, and even a few raised eyebrows. Starmer's expression? Instantly serious. You could see him shift in his seat, whisper something to a colleague, and shake his head. It was one of those rare moments when the opposition leader's carefully maintained composure cracked just slightly and it didn't go unnoticed. Within minutes, clips of the exchange were spreading across social media. The hashtags #Badenoch and #Starmer were trending side by side. Viewers watching the session live said they'd never seen Starmer react quite like that. One post read, "Starmer didn't like that one bit, his face said it all." Another joked, "Badenoch just pressed every button in Starmer's control panel." And while reactions were mixed, one thing was clear: this was more than just a soundbite. It was a collision of two powerful ideas: political restraint versus unapologetic speech. Keir Starmer has built his public image on discipline and control, the calm lawyer turned leader, who avoids emotional outbursts and sticks to the facts. That's part of why many see him as a stable alternative to the chaos of recent British politics. Kemi Badenoch, on the other hand, thrives on straight talk. She doesn't hold back, and she knows exactly how to get under her opponent's skin, especially when discussing freedom of speech, cancel culture, and public accountability. So when she referenced Hopkins, a figure Starmer and many in Labour circles prefer not to engage with, it was more than a name drop. It was a challenge. Insiders say Starmer's team wasn't expecting that. According to a political correspondent who spoke to The Telegraph, the moment Badenoch mentioned Hopkins, you could sense the tension spike. Starmer looked caught between ignoring it and wanting to respond, but he chose silence, which might have made the reaction even louder. And social media amplified it instantly. One clip on TikTok, titled, "Starmer Loses Patience as Badenoch Drops Hopkins' Name," gathered over 2 million views in less than 24 hours. Comment sections filled up fast. Badenoch isn't afraid to say what others won't. Starmer can't handle strong women who challenge him. It's about time someone said it straight, no filters. Others, of course, defended Starmer. He stayed calm under provocation. That's real leadership. Badenoch is performing, not debating. And that divide between supporters who want diplomacy and those craving bluntness is exactly why this moment became viral. Now here's the part most people don't know. Behind the scenes, sources inside Westminster say Labour MPs were annoyed not just by the mention of Hopkins, but by how it was done. One MP reportedly said, "It's one thing to debate policies, another to bring in polarizing public figures. It lowers the tone of Parliament." But others saw it differently, arguing that Badenoch's comment simply reflected how far political discussions have drifted from real-world conversations. A senior Tory aide told the Mail, "Kemi just said what millions at home already think, that politicians live in a bubble, ignoring voices they don't like." And that's the real takeaway here. This wasn't about agreeing or disagreeing with Hopkins. It was about who gets to define acceptable speech in Britain and how far politicians will go to defend their version of it. From that single moment, two narratives were born. To Starmer supporters, it was a cheap shot designed to rile him up. To Badenoch's fans, it was fearless truth-telling in a room full of filters. Both sides saw what they wanted to see, and that's exactly why the clip spread so fast. Because in the modern political era, emotion is the headline. These moments travel faster than policies, and they shape perception more deeply than speeches. So what happens next? Will Starmer respond to Badenoch's comment in his next media appearance? Will Labour strategists use the moment to paint her as reckless? Or will Badenoch double down, turning the viral spark into a campaign talking point? Either way, this exchange has reignited the culture war debate right in the heart of Westminster. Because when a name like Katie Hopkins, a name synonymous with unfiltered opinion, makes it onto the floor of Parliament, it's not just about politics anymore. It's about what Britain allows to be said, who gets to say it, and who dares to listen. One commentator summed it up perfectly. That wasn't just a clash between Starmer and Badenoch, it was a snapshot of Britain's identity crisis in real time. And that's the question that now hangs in the air. If one unexpected reference can shake the room this much, what happens when the next one hits?